Welcome back to Steve. There you go. Follow me on Twitter at Talking underscore Packers. What did I say? My co-host might not be with me tonight. Reason and such. But I'll move forward and talk about the games, the past, and the games in this upcoming week. And if she's able to join in at any point, then she'll hop on, she'll share her thoughts, and go from there. Sorry about that. But no, talk about NFL, talk about the games, and if she's able to join, she'll join in when she's able to. No, she definitely won't be here for the ramble. She has stuff going on. Yeah, fun stuff. She's doing, but it's her business, and she won't be able to join me for that. But at least join me for this NFL show, hopefully at some point. That'd be great. So we'll go from there. With regards to this show, I'll be, as it always is, if anybody else, I know I sent the link to some other people able to join in. Welcome to do so as well. Talk about the show and go on from there. You know, it's certainly been interesting in the NFL season in regards to Antonio Brown, in regards to the Steelers without Antonio Brown. I mean, things have been. Oh, hey, get with the sports. Hey, how you doing? Are you awake? Do you want to be on the show? I know you have work. Shout out to my friend Glass from Get With The Sports and Boy TV. And we have Becky here.
Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna see if my earbuds will flip and work.
Okay.
Hang on.
But shout out to Glass, Get With The Sports and Team Boy TV live. They go live every single Wednesday with their show Wednesday night. Welcome to follow him on Twitter, Sage Sports One, or Get With The Sports.
I know. I'm trying.
We do our battle.
Hang on.
Yeah, if you have to hang up and come back, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, let's try this again.
Yeah, do whatever you feel is best.
All right. Thanks. I'm sorry about this, guys.
It happens. Excuse me, but like I was saying, in regards to Glass and his channel and his awesomeness and his great stuff that he does with Yoga Team TV Live. I was just saying if he was awake, because he has work at different schedules and different times. If he wanted to jump on, be part of the show, talk about his Broncos losing to my Packers. I mean, what's up? 0-3 Broncos. I mean, my Packers are 3-0, but do we really have much to gloat about? No. It's a good thing to be 3-0, and Broncos would love to have a win. I had a guest last week that is a Broncos fan. Hello?
There we go. Now we're in business. I'm sorry about that. New earbuds.
All right, now we're cooking. How are you doing this fine evening?
All right. Doing okay.
Same here.
Ish happens, so let's kick the tires and start the fire.
I feel the same way, and you're right. Let's move forward. In regard to the NFL stuff, as I go through week three results from Thursday this Monday night. Jaguars over the Titans 20-7 for them to get their first win. Dallas Cowboys dominating the Dolphins as we would think they would have, and they did. 31-6 over Miami, but yes, Miami did score points. Bills over the Bengals 21-17. Bills stay undefeated. We have the Lions kind of getting a surprise to some. Surprise win over the Eagles 27-24. We have the Patriots stopping a mud hole in the Jets 30-14. The Colts defeating the Falcons at home 27-24. We have the Vikings squashing the Raiders 34-14. The Chiefs beating the Ravens in what really wasn't a close game, but it was a close game score-wise, 33-28. The Packers over the Broncos 27-16. The Panthers with their backup quarterback Kyle Allen defeating Arizona in Arizona 38-20. The Giants with their rookie sensation Daniel Jones defeating the Buccaneers 32-31. Saints over the Seahawks 33-27. Texans over the Chargers, 27-20. The 49ers stay undefeated, defeated Pittsburgh, even though that was a sloppy game by San Francisco. All the turnovers. Surprised they didn't lose, but they held on and won the game 24-20 over Pittsburgh. The Rams beat the Browns 20-13. There's Sunday Night Football. And on Monday Night Football, the Chicago Bears defeat the Washington team in Washington 31-15, pretty much doubling the score there. A double and a point, 31-15 over Washington there. So just back to you. So let's see your thoughts here. Good, bad, ugly in regards to week 3.
My pick sucked. My pick sucked all the way around. As far as ugly was concerned, it wasn't a question of how bad San Francisco was. It was more of how bad is Pittsburgh, because Francisco performing as badly as they did and still squeaking out the win. Rebuilding year is not even close to what Pittsburgh is going to be going through right now. I mean, the whole thing is just turned into a dumpster fire in a matter of a week.
Yeah, because I know when I first saw it in regards to the score, I didn't even see highlights yet, and I just was looking at the box score and all the stats and be like, what the heck happened here? I thought just the 49ers won the game. Like, battle with Mason Rudolph, 49ers trying to prove themselves. But I see all those turnovers by the 49ers that they had and gave to Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh didn't win this game. I mean, I understand Ben's not there and you have Mason Rudolph, but still, Mason Rudolph, I would think, be adequate enough quarterback to be able to take those turnovers, especially where some were on the field in regards to field position.
But it's not even like Mason Rudolph is that bad of a quarterback. And Pittsburgh is known for being a defensive team. Where was the defense?
Yeah, that's a bummer in regards to Pittsburgh, because even though you lose Ben, you still have that defense there. And you still have most of your players there, all of them, really.
Exactly.
Should be able to do something in that regard. For me, that was one of the things I took from the last week. Also with the Colts getting a win at the home, I know I predicted that, but still was a little bit surprised by it. In that the Detroit Lions, who are technically one of the undefeated teams in the NFL, at 2-1. But getting the win against Philadelphia.
But who have they played? I mean,
true. Who has Buffalo played? Who has New England played?
That's the woman behind the woman.
I think you can say that for, I would say, most of the.
What do you do with my phone? I'm so sorry about this, guys. Looking for my phone. I don't know. What you? Anyways,
but I was just saying, I think you can say that with most of the undefeated teams. I mean, you can even say that about the Patriots, of course, the Bills and the 49ers. When people talk about, are they really worthy of the undefeated record? So I'm not saying you're wrong. I get it. You're right. It's just that for most of these teams, that is the argument, as we said, for all of them. And now this upcoming week, we could have what could be the game of the week, being Buffalo trying to prove themselves, and in a little bit sense, New England as well. Who have they really played? New England will face Buffalo in Buffalo. So, divisional game, we talk about how that, sometimes it's a trap, but just in general for those two teams, the battle for the division right now, especially where the Jets and Dolphins are at. So, so that,
the friend has lost in Buffalo.
But hey, it's the way that it's going so far. Buffalo have a strong chance, especially with that division, that maybe they could just, even if not win the division, get that second place, get a wild card berth, be in the playoffs again. I know a couple of years ago they were in the playoffs, breaking their long streak, so that's already been broken. But to do it again here in a short time, I think that'd be really good for them, and of course, Bills Mafia. But in regards to that, in regards to your Cowboys, I'm sure you thought positive things of them, whooping on Miami as they should have. Getting that big win. Not imploding and being that team to give Miami a win, sort of thing. So doing what they had to do.
Here's my thing. Yes, they played well. in the second half. In the first half, they gave Miami. They didn't take Miami seriously, and Miami bit them in the ass. Granted, it was for only 6 points, but you've got teams like New England putting 43 points on them and not even. I mean, they barely crossed midfield. So it kind of upsets me that Dallas didn't perform up to that level. That just tells me that, yeah, they'll probably win the division, but they're not going to go very far in the playoffs.
I mean, yeah, I didn't even think about that because I forgot. In regards to like halftime, it was a close game. I'm like, this is interesting. When Dallas is gonna, turn on the Jets and get those, get this game moving. In regards to how it did finally end up with them winning in a blowout, but
come next week, we're not going to be able to do that to your.
Yeah, week 5. Yeah, let alone I didn't really look at the schedule yet for week. I made my picks, but not really. I went through it, but for this week, or week 4, for Dallas, and then week 5 against Green Bay.
I mean, we'll be fine this week, but go ahead.
And then just to let the viewers know for next week for the podcast on Wednesday night, besides having a Cowboy fan, Becky, the co-host here, we'll also have another Cowboys fan. So it'll be 2 against 1 here for Cowboys week here in Green Bay. It'll be Becky and Ross against me. Ross will be here to talk about the Dallas Cowboys and share his thoughts. And he's hyped. Yeah, he's hyped. I talked about him, or not about him. I talked with him about it, and he's looking forward to being here. He's hoping both our teams are undefeated going into that game. And
we should be okay. I mean, the Saints have been absolutely demolished.
I think tomorrow night, in regards to how the Eagles played against Detroit, I think we should be fine too. But, anyways, let's start with the Thursday night games.
The Eagles don't play Detroit; they play your Packers.
That's what I mean. Talking about how they played against Detroit and losing, I think we're going to be all right
against Philadelphia. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. I might have mumbled a little bit.
It's okay.
But let's start with that game. The Philadelphia Eagles coming to Lambeau Field facing the Green Bay Packers. Talking about the mighty NFC North, as I said in that one post on my Twitter handle for the show at Talking Packers. The mighty NFC North, where we have the 3-0 Packers, the undefeated 2-0-1 Lions, the 2-0 Vikings, and the 2-1 Bears. So that battle in the North is going to be the toughest in all divisions to get the crown. There, you're going to earn it. One of those teams for sure. But for the Eagles-Packers game, I'll let you go first, of course. How do you see things going down tomorrow night in Green Bay?
As much as it pains me to say this, I actually think your Packers are going to. I'm not going to do a score because the last time I've been doing scores, I've been completely off base. So I'm going to sit there and just say the Packers are going to take it. That's actually good for me because you're my rivals. So hey, any more ground in the division we can get, let's go for it. But yeah, like I said, Packers win with a little bit indigestion. Packers win.
Packers win to help the Cowboys. That's all that really matters. I kind of feel that way in regards to our division, as all team fans are. You cheer for the teams that are facing your rivals, especially rivals that actually have a chance to dethrone your team or whatever is going on. So
exactly.
With the Eagles, and in that case, yes, and I'm going with my Packers as well. The Packers over the Eagles. I'm going with a score of 27-17. Again, 27-17. Green Bay over Philadelphia for the Thursday night game. You want to talk about your division? You want to talk about your division? The divisional game we have, or they have, Sunday noon game. Washington against New York. Washington traveling to New York, facing the Giants. I'm going to go first here. I see Daniel Jones getting his second win. I think Washington should really put their rookie in and have the battle of rookies. Then we can end all this talk of, Giants should have taken Haskins. How Haskins going to do against the Giants? Depleted defense. The Haskins versus Daniel Jones, all that saga. And maybe not lay it to rest, but at least have something there tangible of their battle with their subsequent defenses that they're facing not being of the grandest or greatest. So seeing how they would do in a battle against each other, but that's not the case. It's going to be a Case Keenum against Daniel Jones against the quarterback battle. I'm going with the Giants over the Redskins, though, in a close game. Excuse me, in a close game, 13-10, New York over Washington. What say you?
I like the Giants. I think I liked how the kid performed last week. I agree with you as far as him getting his second win. I don't know why the Skins have Keenum. He's great in Minnesota. I don't know why. I guess they have him attached to like a huge contract or something. But like I said, Case Keenum wasn't that great. So why not put the rookie in? Like I said, I've got the Giants.
Okay, moving right along. The other noon game, we got the Chiefs against the Lions, against the battle of undefeated teams, technically. As I said about the Lions, 2-0-1. But I think that's going to end. And I'm not just saying that with a Packer fan. I'm just saying in general, I do believe that to be true. The Chiefs over Detroit, winning on the road, 23-10. Kansas City over Detroit, because I think Kansas City just purely is unstoppable on offense. And I don't think Detroit Lions offense will be able to keep up with the gunslinger there, Patrick Mahomes. So I'm going Chiefs over the Lions with that score. What say you?
Gotta ride with the MVP. I'm going Chiefs.
And moving right along, we got the Tennessee Titans facing off against the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. Both teams coming off big losses in the past week. I'll throw it to you first. What team do you see getting the win there in Atlanta?
This hurts me to say this, but I got the Falcons. The Titans have shown me nothing. They're hot, they're cold. They're hot, they're cold. Make up your friggin' mind whether you like the team. No, you can be. You had an elite quarterback in Mariota. I don't know. Try Henry all the time. Let the kid throw the ball. Actually, he's not even a kid anymore. He's like a third-year guy now, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. Let Mariota throw the ball. He could throw the home run ball. Let him do it. Like I said, I've got the Falcons.
And I as well. I have the Falcons over the Titans. I don't really see it too close. I have the Falcons over the Titans, 34-16. Atlanta over Tennessee there in Atlanta. I'm moving right along a game that would be the game of the week candidate, but Browns aren't up to the expectations as I thought they would be already here a quarter way through this, being the quarter mark of the NFL season, 4 weeks in.
Yep.
Browns at Baltimore, Browns against Ravens. But even in saying that, what do you say? What is your opinion in regards to this matchup in the Browns, and how do you see it going down in Baltimore?
Well, it's the battle of the Browns. If you know your NFL history, it's not even close. Lamar Jackson is an absolute. It's like watching a video game, watching this kid. It's absolutely insane. I thought he was great at Louisville. I mean, like I said, I've got the Ravens, and it's going to be a high-scoring affair.
Mm-hmm. I'm going with the Ravens, and I see them in a sense dominating Cleveland. I think Cleveland having too much off the field stuff. I'm going Baltimore over Cleveland 27-17 as a score.
I don't even think it'll be that close.
Win.
I don't even think it'll be that close.
Yeah,
I'm so
more
sorry.
of like that. Trying to keep it close. One of those maybe Baltimore dominates the game, but the score is closer than the game than it actually tells, sort of thing.
Yeah, maybe.
But Ravens over Browns in the end, and the Browns just being the Browns, unfortunately. Moving right along, we got the Colts playing at home, the Indianapolis Colts against the Oakland Raiders. Here in this matchup, I'll let you go first in this battle. How do you see Oakland doing in Indianapolis?
It seems like every time I go against the Colts, they bite me in the ass. So I'm not going against Colts anymore. So yeah, I've got Jacoby. Let's see if he does me right.
And hopefully so, because I'm going with the Colts as well. I have Colts over the Oakland Raiders. The Colts actually getting a high scoring affair in regards to their side of the scoreboard. I'm going 35-20 Indianapolis over Oakland, 35-20 there for the score. Now, again, another game of the week candidate, at least for me, candidate. We got the Patriots and the Bills, battle of undefeated teams, the battle for the division as of right now. Really going to be the only battle for the division if Buffalo can keep on, even if they do lose this game, keep pace with New England for their next time they face in New England, their next battle. But anyways, Bills Patriots, I'm going with New England over Buffalo, close game. I actually do mean close game, winning by 3 kind of game. I have New England over Buffalo 23-20. And getting the win there, but what do you see happening again in this game in Buffalo?
See, I don't see it being that close. I think it's more going to be like a 10, 14 point game. I do have New England, and again, as much as it pains me. I for some reason I just don't see Buffalo as a contender. And yeah, that might tick off a little bit of Bills Mafia, but who would be played? Oh, tell me a contender that you've actually gone up against, and I'll apologize next week, but
Yeah, I mean the teams they faced. Last week they faced Cincinnati. The previous week before that they faced the Giants. And then previously that they faced the Jets, or however that was, the 2 New York teams, and then Cincinnati. So
yeah, exactly. This is your test right here. If Bills Mafia is for real, this is your test. Shut me up.
Beat the Patriots. And even beating the Patriots, whether you win by 1 point or by 23 points. I mean, obviously the bigger win shows more, but any win, defeating the Patriots.
A W is a W, no matter how it looks.
Exactly. And showing that you are belonging in regards to the top teams, in regards to of course, staying undefeated, in regards to that, in regards to the division, all that, for the Buffalo Bills. This next game would have been a big game, definitely would have been game of the week contender, but Cam Newton again ruled out, and Kyle Allen will be starting for Carolina. The Panthers against the Texans in Houston. I'll let you go first there. How do you see things going down in Houston?
I put down that I have the Texans, and then I realized Carolina's got Christian McCaffrey. I'm gonna go with the young back.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. I'm going to go with the Texans. But I do see a closer game than some think. I mean, even though they do have their backup quarterback did pretty dang well last week, even against Arizona. But even with this Houston Texans defense, which has lost a couple players due to injury in the past couple of weeks here in the beginning of the season, I am going to go with Houston over Carolina in a close game, low-scoring game, 16-10, Houston over Carolina there. Moving forward, we have the LA Chargers facing the Miami Dolphins. I'll let you go first here. LA versus Miami.
Is it going to be Miami? Close? I was going to say, should this even be a question? I mean, if it was Miami and Cincy or something like that, then we might have something to talk about. But going with the Bolts.
We'll wait until they have their games against the Jets. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bolts as well. Chargers over the Dolphins, 35-3, final there for me. Moving right along, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the LA Rams in LA. Again, I'll let you go first here. How do you see LA doing at home against Tampa Bay?
They're the defending conference champion. Until I see them actually play somebody that will give them a challenge. Yeah. No, I've got the Rams by like 20.
I have the Rams as well. The Rams bringing their own way, 35-13. Rams over Buccaneers in that matchup there in LA. Divisional game, we have the Seattle Seahawks faced up against the Arizona Cardinals, Battle of the Birds there. I'll go first. I got Seattle over Arizona, even though Seattle couldn't defeat the Saints with their backup quarterback Teddy Bridgewater. But I am still have some faith in Seattle, and we'll have Seattle. Do pick Seattle to beat Arizona, 27-13. They're on the road. But what say you? What do you think is going to go down in Arizona?
I've got the Seahawks. They have a better defense. Russell Wilson is a hell of a lot better quarterback than Kyler Murray. Even though he is my quarterback for fantasy. I've got the Seahawks. I think it'll be down to the defense though. I think maybe a pick six, something to that effect. But like I said, I think Seattle's going to take it.
Another divisional matchup, the Minnesota Vikings against the Chicago Bears in the NFC North, of course. I'll go first here. This is going to be a tough one just in regards to the divisional battles by the NFC North, everybody's record, blah, blah, blah. But I'm actually going to go with the Vikings winning on the road. I get the Vikings over the Bears, 26-20, getting the win there. But what say you? What do you think is going to be going down in Chicago?
I like the Vikings.
Right, then moving right along, we got Jacksonville, Minshew Mania, with the Jaguars faced up against Caleb's Denver Broncos. They're in Denver. I'll let you go first. How do you see things going down in Denver with the Jaguars coming to town?
Caleb, I love you, buddy, but Jags all the way.
We do, dude, but I'm going with Jacksonville as well, though I do see it being a close game. I'm going 16-10 here. This matchup, Jaguars over Broncos getting the win, but hey, hopefully I'm wrong, but probably not. Next matchup we got here is the Dallas Cowboys against the Saints.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, you said 16-10 for the Jags Broncos. How are they going to get the 10 points?
16-10. I see Denver getting 10 points because Joe Flacco, regards to playing at home, I mean their first home game that they had with Flacco and his play, actually doing somewhat decent. Jacksonville Jaguars defense, especially if you have one guy that seems like his mind's already like elsewhere and out of there, wanting to leave, even though his team is showing doing well even after the injury to Nick Foles. It's going to be the franchise quarterback.
I don't care if Mile High Stadium is somehow put on the moon. I highly doubt that they're going to get 10. Maybe 7 to use the hall.
Yeah, I see Flacco having a play kind of like Tebow did in the playoffs. So having a play that get them that one touchdown, a field goal. The defensive turnover in a red zone area, flipping the field, kind of momentum swing sort of thing.
Here's my thing. Flacco's not that
either
good
way,
of a quarterback.
I still haven't getting to 10.
If Flacco's a better quarterback, I would.
In Baltimore, and even when they had that Super Bowl run, so I'm with you on that. I'm just saying, in regards to this matchup, in regards to Flacco here in Denver,
right?
I see Denver can get 10 points, so I can see Denver get one touchdown. They can do it.
Okay.
So
okay.
I believe in Flacco at least for this one game, doing that. Now, do I believe in Teddy Bridgewater getting 10 points for the Saints against Dallas? Who knows? The next matchup being Dallas against New Orleans, Sunday Night Football on NBC. And, of course, I'll go first with it being a Cowboys game. I'm going to go with Dallas over New Orleans, of course. Do I see them blowing them out like they did against Miami? No. But they're definitely going to be getting the win. Dallas over New Orleans, 35-16. Dallas over New Orleans, 35-16. Getting the win, high score, and still somewhat of a blowout, but not to the blow potential, because if they play the way they did it against Miami, against New Orleans, it's going to be a different story than it was in Miami, because you give New Orleans a chance, continuing into the second half, they will bite you in the ass. So, but I still have Dallas getting in there. What do you say? What do you think is going to happen there?
Here's my thing. If this were Drew Brees versus Dak Prescott, I'd be worried. But it's Teddy Bridgewater. Granted, he was good when he was in Minnesota. He wasn't great. He was not doesn't have he doesn't have the targets to throw to. And it's not like he's going to be able to AP like like he used to in Minnesota. I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I think maybe, but I've got my boys.
And for the Monday Night Football game, which, they're going to have to play and someone's going to have to win.
It's the battle for the first
winless teams. Bengals, Steelers. Well, that's going to Miami. So, anyways, Steelers, Bengals.
All right, it's the battle for the second pick. Sue me.
Hey, still, I know what you mean, but in this regard, right here, it's just a battle trying to get off the schneid, getting your first win. Bengals in Pittsburgh. I'll let you go first. What do you see? What do you see happening there, especially with how you were talking about earlier with Steelers last week? Those turnovers, but not being able to beat the 49ers. Now they're facing the Bengals.
How lousy is this that this game, these teams are so crappy, it's too close to call? I mean, I have a pick for it, but honestly, it could go either way. I kind of like the Steelers. Kind of. But that's just because Cincinnati has no defense whatsoever. And if Pittsburgh loses in this game, they deserve the number 2 pick.
Yeah, I'm going with Pittsburgh only the mere fact that it's in Pittsburgh. The home field.
Exactly.
As they do for the spreads, the +3, So I'm going with Pittsburgh over Cincinnati in a low-scoring game, a game that ESPN wish they could have flexed,
Honestly, I think the weather will be a bigger factor than the two teams on the field. How bad is that?
I agree. I mean, look at all these other games from the Sunday afternoon that you could have.
I know.
Football. I mean, you could have the Bears, Vikings. You could have.
You could have the Cowboys, Saints.
Whatever. You can have any of them. I don't care. Any of them. You can even have Jaguars, Broncos. I'm sorry, and have that one be there. I mean, but you have what was supposed to be and generally is.
Would slap you silly.
Battle with the Bengals and the Steelers with Roethlisberger and Dalton, but now it literally can end like a 3-0 final. So it's going to be a long night on Monday.
Or it could be a 0-0 tie. Who knows?
Now that would be funny, sad, and interesting all rolled into one.
Agreed.
Because no. I mean, no. I mean, I would feel bad for people in the stadium, whether you're a Steelers fan, Bengal fan, NFL fan trying to watch this game. I mean, good thing I have other things to watch during the Monday nights, but still, it's.
Well, it would bring more ratings to Raw.
Bring more ratings to Raw, other TV shows and other networks that people may like, because I have some TV shows on CBS I like to watch on Monday, and other things, just other interests, and it's. I don't even want to think if it does do that. Like you're saying, 0-0, like how that would look for the franchises, for the NFL, for ESPN, for all of the above, if that was the case. So hopefully these two teams show up and show out in any way imaginable. Mason Rudolph becomes a Ben Roethlisberger internally and plays well. Who knows?
I doubt it.
Either way, like I said, 9-3 being the final. I have Pittsburgh over Cincinnati, but it's going to be a long night. A long night indeed. But either way, so I'll let you go first in regards to your pick for your personal game of the week for this week number 4.
I like Pats and Bills. I think it's going to be a really interesting game. Hopefully the Bills don't disappoint me. Because in my heart of hearts, I want Buffalo to kick ass and take names.
Yeah, I want Buffalo to show me something. I mean, we both see the Pats winning, but at least want Buffalo to show us something, show that they belong, show that they are a top-tier team this year, with their record reflecting even if it is a last-second field goal loss or whatever, you at least
Yeah.
showed out, and didn't get
Make it
destroyed by the
interesting.
competitive and interesting. That's all we ask. But for me, I'm going with a different divisional matchup. I'm going
Oh
with
boy.
the Vikings, the Bears, and their matchup there. That's going to be my game of the week. There with the Vikings getting the win, but yeah, that's my game of the week. The Vikings and the Bears. I think that's the biggest game on the schedule, along with other great matchups. But that one, especially with all the records in the NFC North, as I talked about before, how close a battle that truly is going to be for any place in that division, for top to bottom. So I think that's going to be like the most stacked division moving forward if they all can keep it up, battling each other as they will. But in all, going to be another great week. And I think Glass, who, as you said here, I'll throw it up on the screen again, so you just get to work earlier. So hopefully I can have him on the show moving forward. This past week we already played his team because he's a Broncos fan too, just like Caleb. Already facing his Denver team, but hopefully can have him on the show just to talk football. Period. But also wanted to, if I can get to it quickly. Who Done Spooked, as I will do here each and every week because that's what I do when I play these games. We follow them on Twitter at Who Done Spook, and ring the bell so you know when the next stuff going. Whether you're cheering for me, cheering for Becky, whoever you're cheering for individually, just be heard and just tweet out your support for the game itself. Really, I'm sure they would appreciate it. The people that are running it, whoever they are, the anonymous general manager. Remember that? But the anonymous. And in the end, it was Hornswoggle, right? So, the anonymous people, show their support, show their love to the game because as much as we love playing it, I also personally enjoy people enjoying it that are the audience, as I would if I was the audience. So, as it is. So again, at Who Done Spook, as you see there on the screen, ring the bell, and of course, follow them on Twitter. And of course, you can follow me at Talking_Packers. Without further ado, I'll let Becky have any last words and thoughts and promote her love itself on social media.
Well, unfortunately, I will not be here tomorrow for the ramble. I will be getting ready to go to San Diego TwitchCon. I will be hanging out with Marty the Moth Gasaus. I will be taking pictures, trying to get video to bring back to our viewers next week. Hopefully, I can have an interview then too. I'll talk to him this weekend. If you want to follow me, it's at PokerLady718 on Twitter, at ROTCBrat on Instagram, and I also am a moderator for said Marty the Moth Casaus' Twitch channel if you want to come and say hi. We'd love to have you.
I'd advise people to check it out. I've checked it out myself a couple of times, whether it's he's doing an early morning thing or any other time. There definitely is highly entertaining. And for everybody, thank you again to Glass for being here in the live chat. Other people watching, welcome to share your predictions of the game if you wish to. I'd like to read those in the comment section below if you're watching otherwise. But enjoy another week of football. It's going to be crazy, going to be interesting. And I know I also heard Melvin Gordon's holdout is going to be ending here soon. And he'll report to LA Chargers, so that'll be good for their team, trying to bounce back, and all the other stuff going on. So another great week of football, and we'll be back here next week to go over, as we always do for the previous week, and heading into the big game for us here at the show, with it being Cowboy Week here in Green Bay, going to Dallas, facing the Cowboys, and hopefully we'll both be undefeated for that battle, and someone will have to leave with the L and take the L in Dallas. But we'll see how that sets up for next week. Yeah.
Someone.
But hope everybody has a great rest of your evening. I'll be back tomorrow with the Ramble, of course, being a one-man band, and go from there. Hope you all have a great rest of your evening. And above all else, as always, take care.
Go Cowboys.
Go Pack-O.